I actually told Scott Wilson, well, next script comes out, you're dead.
Hershel's death in Season 4, Episode 8, Too Far Gone, is possibly the most emotional death in the entire series, maybe even the entire franchise. It's the fact that this guy had been Rick's moral compass, Rick's father figure, so to speak, and Rick had finally taken on board Hershel's wisdom and was imparting it to the governor, and Hershel gives this little smile. Oh, gut-wrenching, honestly, I can't, my heart. And then it's also, Hershel was just a great character as well. I mean, his little arc in Season 4 with the flu stuff was just brilliant. The scene where he's crying in the cell after taking out all the sick residents who had turned. Just, oh, my heart, my heart. So yeah, Hershel, great guy. We all love him. Now, although this was the best death in the series, in my opinion, there was another planned death for Hershel. Now, if you don't know about this, it's going to be a wild one. I'll tell you that. Make sure to subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Haha, it's a little plug. This original death for Hershel was going to take place in the Season 2 finale. Now, the whole Randall and Shane / Rick and Shane showdown, this was all originally going to take place in the finale. Edit. Upon further reading, no, this death for Hershel was going to take place in Better Angels, not the finale. There's some confusion amongst reporters, I think, because Glenn Mazzara revealed this in interviews for the finale of Season 2. They may have also planned to kill Hershel off in the finale as well, but Wikipedia, man, Wikipedia's wrong, because I checked the reference that they referenced for this point, and it's the same article where Glenn Mazzara is talking about killing off Hershel in Better Angels, so I think Wikipedia's wrong. So what was going to happen? Well, basically this deleted scene was Randall escaping from the barn somehow, finding Hershel and killing him in a grotesque manner, apparently. Here's Glenn Mazzara to talk more about it.
And then we always had a plan where Hershel was going to be killed.
Really?
Yes, Randall was going to get free and kill Hershel, and then Shane was going to do what he did with Randall. And then we started writing the scene, and we just realized, you know, it wasn't working. We weren't getting anything. It was just playing as a gratuitous death.
Following Randall murdering Hershel, the whole Shane and Randall scene would play out the same, where Shane kills Randall, and then the Rick and Shane showdown would seemingly take place in the same manner it did. But why was it cut? Well, I have a few theories, but this is what Glenn Mazzara said at least.
We could do some great stuff. I think him looking back and seeing the barn burning was worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott Wilson really did some great work there. So
what he's saying is there's two reasons as to why he decided to spare Hershel. One, the death wasn't really serving anything other than just a shock death. And two, he really liked the scene where Hershel is looking back at his farm burning. That is a cool shot, to be fair. That is all we know about the death scene, sadly. But I have another theory as to why it was potentially cut. Now, put on your tinfoil hats, because this is purely speculation. I don't know if this is true or not. This is just what I think probably happened, or at least I think this would likely be a contributing factor as to why they would remove the death of Hershel. In Season 2, Episode 11, Judge, Jury, Executioner, Dale is killed by a walker. Now, this death was pretty unexpected for most fans, especially for those comic book fans, because Dale is a character who survives for many, many issues to come. Now, initially, people just thought this death was done for shock value, or maybe to further Carl's arc, but no, the real reason why Dale was killed off is because actor Jeffrey DeMunn decided to quit the show. He decided to quit the show because his friend, Frank Darabont, had been fired from the show. Now, Frank Darabont was the guy who basically invented the Walking Dead television show. Yes, he was adapting from Robert Kirkman's comic books, but he was the person who made that first season. Jeffrey DeMunn and Frank Darabont were good friends, okay? He's been in many of Frank's films. So after Frank was fired, in solidarity, he quit the show, and then was killed off. Jeffrey DeMunn did the right thing, though. Honestly, AMC was awful. They almost killed this amazing show purely out of greed, okay? But yeah, I don't blame Jeffrey DeMunn at all. Another little funny deleted scene, I guess, just to throw in here, just to spice things up. Initially, Dale wasn't meant to find a cow. He was meant to find Jimmy. He was meant to find Jimmy getting eaten in the field.
Originally supposed to have Jimmy was going to be dead in the field instead of the cow.
Oh, for Dale. Okay, right
Yeah,
before Dale
for Dale.
died. Oh, interesting.
And then
Poor Jimmy, man. He was just pure cannon fodder. That was all he was. Pure cannon fodder, man. He was always destined to die. He's also meant to be Beth's boyfriend, and I feel like she has like a little cry about him and just never mentions him again. I don't think anyone mentions Jimmy again. Poor fucking Jimmy, man. He was just trying to live out with his girlfriend on her family farm. I mean, what does it say about your character death if it can be replaced with a fucking cow? If a cow can serve the same purpose, the same emotional impact that your death can, then just go with it. But I don't even know what I'm saying. I just find it so fucking funny that Jimmy was meant to be the cow. I got a bit sidetracked there, but my point being is Dale's death wasn't initially meant to be there. It happened because Jeffrey DeMunn quit the show, so they had to do some rewrites to give Dale a death. And I think the Hershel death was already in the scripts by this point, or at least in the plans, the beat sheet, whatever it may be. But after killing off Dale, killing off Hershel just felt too much, because they'd already killed one old man, alright? We're not going to kill both the old men. Both characters are sort of the same archetype as well. They are both the moral compass character. So killing off two moral compass characters seems a little excessive, and then you also deprive yourself of having that character down the line. That is just purely speculation, though. I don't know if it's true. It's just what I think. It's my personal headcanon to these real events that transpired, but maybe they literally did just spare Hershel because they felt the scene wasn't worth it. Just looking back at some of the interviews, for some weird reason they had like a massive hard-on for killing Hershel. I don't know what it was, but I'm glad that they didn't do it in the end because he ended up being one of the best characters in the entire series. But that was Hershel's death, killed in a grotesque manner by none other than Randall. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I never expected to do these like little deleted scene videos, but these ones really pop off with you guys, and you guys seem to really enjoy them. So let me know if you'd like to see more deleted scene videos. But just to let you know, I do have a playlist where I go over a bunch of lore. So check out the lore playlist and give some of those videos a little bit of love. Also, if you want to become a member, consider becoming a member if you want to see some great perks. Thanks to all the current channel members. First up, the rookies. Leon Kennedy is my daddy, Austin Mann, Rye, August Fisher, Josh Jordan, Samuel Jordan, Ralph Farha, and Baddie. And then my Walker Slayers, consisting of Red Lemon Cola, Whatever Comes to Mind, and Coda Cole.